everyone. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So today I was gonna do some exercises, but I changed my mind. So I had to cook dinner, take care of all the nasty smells and crap. So anyway, I took care of our cat while Chris had to go to work at 5:30 to 7:30 at Marco's Pizza. So anyway, he also says that we should go to DC, Washington DC, enjoy Arlington National Cemetery and Lincoln Memorial. Yeah, that could be possible, but I'll have to save up to go back to Washington DC, because I actually went there one time like years ago with my mother and her friends. So it was probably when I was still, I don't know, in high school or something. So it was just summer thing. So anyway, we have a new story for you guys tonight. It is called The Night Nurse in Ward 7. That's something to do with maybe mental, I don't know, patient or something, suffering from some kind of mental problems or whatever. So maybe a spirit or whatever. I don't know. I haven't been to the psych ward or whatever. So it's something to do with the spirits in some kind of institutional hospital, whatever. So anyway, I am definitely going to finish working on my second novel. So hopefully tomorrow I will finish working on that. So, well, it depends, either tomorrow or Tuesday or whenever. So, anyway, so let's just do what we gotta do. So I made dinner today, like a couple hours ago. I had my dinner around 5 before I made spaghetti for dinner. So anyway, I'm doing all right, busy as always, just knitting like always, making sure the house is taken care of, So I've got about, I don't know how many weeks or months until the book is complete, but it's just going to take a while. So before I do the story, guys, I just want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel. So it's the best podcast I've ever done. So I've been doing this podcast about a year. So now that it's August and it's back to school, especially for the kids, so anyway, it's all good in this house. Everything's fine. Chris has a new schedule coming up. So he's working at Marco's Pizza Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 4 days, from 5 to 7 p.m. and back to regular schedules at Marco's Pizza. I mean,
it might just be getting more hours.
Either more hours or stay the same. We don't know yet. Did they call you about it?
No, they just propose the schedule every week.
Oh, okay. Well, you usually go from like 5 to 7 usually.
Yep, and I made 2 deliveries in Omaha today.
How did that go?
Good.
How much did you get?
I made about 20 in tips, and then I get my paycheck from them this week.
Well, that's good. So, yes, Chris got paid. He loves his new job at Marco's Pizza. That way we can, get extra money for the trip because we're saving it up. So, yesterday I spent about almost $200 because, I had to pay my phone problems, like I usually do every first of the month. And then we went shopping. Then we went out to late lunch to early dinner. So first, I went to Boost Mobile, paid for my phone like I usually do every month. And then we went to Burlington, got some new clothes for myself, and got some cat stuff, like cat treats, of course. I got my cat some churros, and I got her some other cat treats, the crunchy ones. Churros are like little cat liquid nips that cats love. So, anyway, yeah. So, after we went to Walmart, we went out to Buffalo Wild Wings and we had some food. So that's what we did. And when we got home, I gave my cat some churros. It's a really good snack for the cat. Our cat loves it. So anyway, now we're here doing podcasting. So today, didn't do anything except getting the house taken care of. My cat fed at 5 p.m. Dinner cooked and cleaned a little bit. So dishes are in the dishwasher. Just knitting and just relaxing with the knitting stuff and watching Paramount Plus. And my husband came home. So now I'm here doing podcasting. Anyway, let's get started on the story. So enough talking about my day in life today. So anyway, get yourself something to drink and just relax. Please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. If you love podcasting, please subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. If you're like over 1000% a fan of ghost stories, so please let me know if you love them. You can always give me heart shape ghost stories. You guys can give me thumbs up or whatever. Some really cool emojis, like the smiley faces or whatever. So anyway, let's get started on the story. So tomorrow I have a lot of stuff going on. Possibly shopping again, but with my producer. So he's not doing his podcast right now because he is focused on his homework right now. Like, he's back in school, but he's nearly done. So once he is done with his school stuff, he will be back on his podcast. It is called Ask Fearless. So anyway, but yeah, you always welcome to check it out on YouTube and on Facebook. So right now he's just gonna focus on it. I hope that he's watching this video right now. So Anyway, let's get started on the story because I know you guys are waiting very patiently for me to start reading the story. So, anyway, let's get started. We're still on season 6, episode 211. So, the night nurse in Ward 7. Nora took the travel contract at Saint Germain because the pay was ridiculous and because temporary nurses learned to enter old hospitals the way soldiers enter weather, with no illusions about comfort but some respect for structure. Saint Germain's original building had been renovated too many times for its floor plans to agree with themselves. Corridors shifted by wing, nurse stations sat where old chapels used to be, and one half-sealed ward on the 7th floor had been converted into storage, except for overflow rooms used only during influenza surges. On Nora's first week, the 7th floor break room microwave kept starting with no one touching it, and the call light board flickered twice each night for rooms not in service. The charge nurse called it Ward 7, reminding us it exists. Nora assumed ancient wiring. She stopped assuming that the night she found every 4-star kit laid out in perfect sequence on a crash cart before a weather-related ER overflow they had only just been told was coming upstairs. No one on staff admitted doing the setup. More tellingly, no one was surprised enough an older respiratory therapist finally said what the others danced around years earlier before the hospital merger and the polished branding updates. Ward 7 had belonged to a nurse named Gloria Bell. Gloria was the kind of staff legend modern HR departments would hate on paper and rely on in crisis. She knew every drawer, every doctor's weakness, every family likely to panic, and every way to make an impossible night survival through speed, memory, and not asking permission when seconds mattered more. She died in the ward after refusing to go home during a winter outbreak. That overwhelmed admissions. Since then, overflow nights on 7 sometimes ran smoother than logic allowed. Supplies appeared, bed alarms got reset, med cards seemed one step ahead of need. If she likes you, the therapist said, you'll stop being impressed and start being useful. The first direct sign that Gloria had opinions about Nora came during a double admit chaos stretch when one resident kept charting around a medication discrepancy instead of resolving it. Something profane under her breath while searching a locked cabinet for the old policy manual. The drawer beside her slid open on its own, and inside, on top of outdated forms, lay a sticky note in block nurse handwriting read, "Mar history before you argue with pharmacy." Nora did the discrepancy traced back not to pharmacy, but to a discontinued med reconciliation entry everyone had clicked through too fast. She fixed it in 6 minutes. An hour later, after a confused patient nearly pulled out an IV, Nora turned to find soft restraints already documented and set out with the correct forms clipped beneath them. Nobody claimed it credit. The ward felt less haunted than staffed by someone invisible and deeply unimpressed with modern inefficiency. The first sighting came at 3:12 a.m., the hour hospitals reserve for decisions nobody remembers. Making later, a blizzard had cut staffing. The telemetry monitors glowed in the dark like small private catastrophes. Nora stopped into the old medication room looking for saline flushes and saw reflected in the narcotics cabinet glass a woman in old-fashioned scrubs with a sweater over them, hair pinned back, clippered hugged to one hip. Gloria Bell stood there as if she'd been waiting for Nora to stop pretending this was mere atmosphere. Bed 5, before the monitor screams. Gloria said. Nora spun, found the room empty, and ran anyway. Bed 5's elderly patient had slipped half out of position and was pulling weakly at her oxygen line, seconds from triggering the kind of alarm cascade that costs everyone composure. Nora stabilized her, adjusted the line, and sat at the bedside longer than policy required when she returned to the med room. The saline flushes were lined up on the counter in the exact quantity she still needed. From then on, the hunting became a form of hard-won collaboration. Gloria never comforted, never lingered, never indulged reflection at the wrong time. She directed. If someone's charting hid a real problem, Nora would find the relevant trend printed out by a machine no one had sent to print. If the blanket warmer was about to fail on a surge night, an old maintenance key would be hanging from the handle before she reached it. Once, when a new nurse burst into tears after losing track of task priorities. The whiteboard in the supply room rearranged itself between two glances into three columns. Now, next, if time. The nurse swore Nora had done it. Nora did not correct her. Gloria, it turned out, believed in order. The way some people believe in sacraments. What broke Nora open to the story emotionally was a family member, a woman in her 40s, sat all night beside her father in an overflow room, trying not to ask every scared question she had. Around 2 a.m., she whispered to Nora that she hadn't slept properly in 3 days and felt guilty for wanting a blanket. Nora promised to bring one and got pulled away by another alarm. When she finally returned, a warm blanket already lay around the woman's shoulders and a paper cup of vending machine. Tea sat on the windowsill. The woman looked up and said, "Thank you, Miss Bell." Nora asked who she meant. The daughter answered, confused. The nurse with the clipboard and the sweater. She said you'd be back when you could. Nora went to the supply alcove and cried for about 20 seconds, the maximum time the ward afforded. By the end of the contract, Nora no longer referred to 7 as the overflow graveyard of staffing mistakes. It had become the floor where hidden competency still patrolled after midnight. She pushed administration with uncharacteristic stubbornness to restore better stock access and update the emergency organization system using patterns she swore were her own ideas, but knew she had learned from a dead nurse with no patience for ornamental chaos. The hospital eventually named the overflow supply room after Gloria Bell. When an old retired physician backed the proposal with stories younger administrators couldn't dismiss, on the day the plaque went up, every unused call light on Ward 7 lit once in sequence, then cleared. The charge nurse called it an electrical hiccup. Nora called it acknowledgement and kept moving. She left St. Germain when the contract ended, but still arranges crash cards in the same order and mentally triages nights into Gloria's invisible categories. What is urgent? What is noisy? And what only looks like the first because the system is panicking in some hospitals. The dead feel trapped in Ward 7. Gloria felt deployed. There is a difference. One is sorrow, the other is staffing. Wow. think about it, you guys. Gloria Bell, the previous nurse at Ward 7, which is on the 7th floor at St. Germain. Well, the hospital, I think. Did you think that Gloria would be a good spirit? I mean, a good nurse? Perhaps for me, I think that Gloria was the best nurse that anyone can have at St. Germain Hospital, perhaps. I think there's a town called Saint Germain, right?
I think so.
Huh. Is your computer acting weird again?
No, it's just rebooting.
Damn, that's never happened before, has it? It has had problems, right?
No, it's just doing an update. It's fine.
Okay, just checking. So anyway, what did you guys think about the story? Was it good? Was it bad? Did it made you guys very emotional? Is it related to all of any experience? Because I think it does have relations to real life events. Apparently Gloria Bell actually did exist. Maybe many decades ago. I don't know. I wasn't there when she died. So what did you think about the story?
It was a good story.
Did it break your heart?
A little bit.
That Gloria died in a winter storm?
Yes.
Something must have killed her. I mean, they told her to go home, but she refused because she wanted to continue helping the patients, and she loved being a nurse. She loved helping a lot of people. So let's say, for example, if I got sick, if I were in St. Germain Hospital, somewhere in St. Germain town, if I ever saw Gloria Bell as my nurse, I would be very happy. If she helped me, I would be very, very satisfied and happy about it. So anyway, now that the story is done, what did you guys think about this spirit named Gloria Bell? If you guys were ever sick or something, if you were sent to Saint Germain, would you guys ever have Gloria Bell as your nurse on the 7th floor? I probably would have if I got sick somehow again. Like, say, if I had some kind of stomach flu or influenza or whatever I was sick with. Anything. Like yellow fever, maybe. But, I probably would have. But my condition is a lot worse than anything else. See, I have type 1 diabetes, and I was actually born with it. But I didn't find out about it until I was about age 17. I was in high school. When I found out about my condition, I was shocked. Even my mother was shocked when the doctors told me what I inherited from it. Pretty much somehow smacked me in the face, or it dropped my mother to her knees. I mean, she found out that her dad was sick when she watched her own dad passing away from the same condition I'm carrying. So my mother somehow knew that I would end up like my grandfather. But she never told me because she was afraid to tell me, I guess. By the time I was 17, that's when I somehow found out. So when I found out, I went straight to Good Sam Hospital. I was there for like a couple of days before I was released. I think it was like sometime around October. that's when I went to the hospital when I was still in high school. I was a sophomore, and I had to learn how to deal with it and learn how to control it because nobody told me about it until I had to go to the hospital and talk to the doctors about it. And I've been dealing with this my entire life. I just didn't know about it. If the doctors found out my condition a lot sooner, we would have had control over it. Even as a child, I could have known, but I didn't. I was 17, and I'm still here though. The doctors gave me meds. I'm taking it. So, but this story is not related to me, but just so you know, I've been sick my entire life, and I go through checkups whenever, but I do video calls with my doctors and my diabetic educator whenever. So, but yeah, it's not related to me. But anyway, Gloria loved working with patients. She dedicated her life to make sure her patients were taken good care of, like giving medication on time, made sure they felt comfortable on the hospital beds, made sure they got some food, made sure they had warm blankets if they were cold, made sure they weren't allergic to whatever they were allergic to, like some kind of medication. If they were allergic to, they would probably figure out what's making them sick. So that's what the doctors and nurses would do. Check their files and see what they can do to help them. Gloria was one of them. So she was an amazing nurse. And she died many decades before any of our time. So maybe 1940s or I don't know, sometime around there. So anyway, let's get started on questions since the story's finally done. So we've got 10 questions and 10 answers. So if you have any opinions about it, if you have your own stories about it, leave me a comment down below if you wish to. Also, you're always welcome to join me on a conversation about this. I will try my best to give you some answers because some answers don't come to me right away, but it takes time. So, I mean, some questions and answers become very hard. I would probably shut down. So, anyway, let's get started. Would you keep taking shifts on Ward 7 after the first unexplained supply setup? I definitely would. I mean, literally, if I knew that Gloria's ghost would be haunting Ward 7, which is like on the 7th floor, I definitely would take the same shifts. I mean, I would investigate it, I would talk to people, and I would definitely continue working there, which I don't. I don't actually work there, but I'm just saying as an example. But if you have any opinions about this, you're always welcome to leave me comments down below, right here on live stream. So anyway, it's just a question. It's just a simple one. I probably would want to talk to Gloria's ghost. I would try and figure out why is keeping her there in Saint Germain. I mean, literally, I definitely would want that. So, same question for you. Would you keep taking shifts on Ward 7 after the first unexplained supply setup?
Yes.
Would you try get some stories about Gloria's haunting? I mean, like, would you like try and figure out what's keeping her and how to help her?
Yes.
I definitely would too. Yes. So let's go to number 2. Do you think Gloria stayed because of duty, care, or refusal to leave bad staffing alone? I think that she stayed because she wanted to continue helping patients. She cared a lot. She loved her job, and she refused to go home because she needed to finish her job. So, okay, it's not because of the bad staffing. It's because she wanted to continue helping sick people, like literally patients who are getting worse or something like that, don't get their blankets right away. Gloria would do anything to help them. So she was an amazing nurse. If I got a lot worse, I would want Gloria to be my actual nurse for the night or for any reasons. So I would be very satisfied. So anyway, I would not make her go crazy, but I would trust Gloria to help me feel better, like literally. So I think Gloria stayed because she cared about her patients and she loved taking good care of them, even if they were children and full grown adults. I probably would have. So, do you think Gloria stayed because um, because she had a duty or she cared, or because the refusal to leave bad staffing alone?
Refusal to leave bad staffing.
She refused to go home because she wanted to continue her job. Apparently,
Yes.
she probably doesn't trust bad people to take care of her patients.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one too. For me, I think she stayed because she wanted to finish her job, to continue caring for sick patients, even though she made sure that her patients were taken good care of, made sure they were comfortable. That's what Gloria signed up for, and she refused to leave because she loved taking good care of a lot of people who love her and they really liked her taking care of them. So I think it's caring for her patients. That's what I think. It's not just her job, but she also cared about them. They loved her and she loved them. She touched a lot of people's hearts and emotionally. But yeah, so that's what I think. Let's go to number 3. Why do hospital overflow wings make such strong ghost story settings? The reason why they're so strong is because of the history and all the memories that Gloria had. She loved working at the hospital and she refused to leave because she didn't want to leave the patients with another staff. So she refused because she didn't trust other staffing to look after the patients. So she wanted to finish what she started. She wanted to make sure her patients were comfortable. She wanted to watch over all the people. She wanted to make sure her patients were safe and taken good care of. So that is the reason why it's such strong ghost stories. There's a lot of tragedy happened, okay? A lot of people died in the hospital and they become trapped, confused, they're in denial, they don't know what really happened because the truth was not, the truth was not released, I guess. So, anyway, Gloria refused to leave because she wanted to make sure her patients were taken good care of. She also refused to leave her patients with the bad staffing because the bad staff pretty much didn't give a damn about the patients. So Gloria decided to make sure the bad staff people did not hurt the patients. Gloria loved her job, so I give Gloria about 10,000%. She did good deed and she was a good person. She didn't do anything horrible. So I hope Gloria has rest in peace. I hope she found peace, and I hope she watches over other patients at the hospital, making sure they're safe, making sure no one has harmed them, literally. So that's exactly what Gloria did. She made sure no one has harmed these people. That's why she stayed. Let's go to number 4. What was more unsettling, the supply interventions or seeing Gloria in reflections? I think seeing her spirit all over the place, in the mirror, maybe at the supply closet, or in the patient's rooms, like intensive care, maybe in the recovery room or anywhere, especially in the hallway. But if I saw Gloria anywhere, maybe at my own house, I would be so brave enough to talk to her. I would ask her, how did she die? And can I help her move on into the afterlife? Can I do anything for her? Maybe, but if she ever told me what really happened in that past, the day she died, she would probably say that she would need my help by helping others. Or she would need my help with anything, like finding the truth about what really happened to her. I totally would do some searches, do some archiving, talk to people, find the truth about what killed her and what kept her in that hospital. Maybe it's the bad staff, maybe the doctors, maybe, or whatever kept her in that Saint Germain hospital. I totally would help her. That's what I would have done if I were any person. But anyway, let's go to number 5. But seeing Gloria would be the best thing. Was Nora right to let the haunting guide how she worked? Yes. I think Nora did the right thing because Nora would have wanted some training with Gloria. So if Nora knew what Gloria would have done, she would be happy about it. So I think Nora did the right thing. Do you guys think that Nora did the right thing by letting Gloria help her with work, helping patients, making sure they were comfortable with anything. Do you think Nora did the right thing by letting Gloria take over the job?
Yes.
Okay, then. I think so too, yes. Let's go to number 6. We're almost done here. What do you make of the phrase, the dead feel deployed? My guess is that they feel like it's their mission to see what's out there, mission to help saving people's from like other things or whatever. The spirits are on a mission to protect the living, find out what really happened, like Gloria's job to make sure the people who are still alive taken good care of. So Gloria had a mission. She was watching over the sick people, made sure they were comfortable and protected. So from the bad people, I guess. That's what I think. So deployed is kind of like almost overseas or whatever, kind of like the soldiers in the army. They were being deployed of overseas to see what's going on the other side of the ocean, perhaps like say Pakistan, Pakistan or whatever. Or if they go to like Israel or in Africa to see if they can save more people from the bad guys. Okay? That's what they do. They fight for us. They make sure we are still alive, you know? Like literally, that's what deployed is. The dead feel like it's their job to make sure us patients feel safe and comfortable and trusting. That's what it is. Is that what you probably might think?
Yes, baby.
It says here, number 6. What do you make of the line of the phrase, the dead feel deployed?
You mean that they've been sent out?
To help us, like feel comfortable, trusting, and make sure we weren't never harmed?
Yes.
Good. I like that one too. All right, guys, let's go to number 7. How is this haunting tied to care rather than fear? I think the haunting would be tied to the emotions. Like a spirit is attached to the hospital, like trapped in a loop or something. Like she's reliving her final moments, what she's doing, especially in the spirit world, helping the living feel comfortable. Like spirits do a lot of things, even as spirits, working as nurses, like working at the hospital, helping a lot of living patients, like making them feel comfortable, taking their jobs very seriously, that they don't feel tired anymore. They feel great, but they feel afraid of disappointing doctors or whatever, leaving them, I guess. But they don't know they're dead, so they're trapped in a place where they died. They're confused and they're in denial. Gloria felt right for her to stay on Earth as a ghost by helping other patients, like any patient, like say in a pediatric ward or other wards, or like say room 7 or on the 7th floor. She feels comfortable being there because patients trusted her, they loved her, so they wanted her to help them a lot. Even if she's dead, they still wanted her to continue caring for these patients. No wonder why Gloria stayed, because she loved her job. She loved her patients and she loved taking good care of them. It felt like it was her duty to help others. Let's go to number 9, or actually number 8. Would you want a dead nurse helping on the worst shift of your life? I totally would, yes.
Yes.
I mean, let's say if I'm dying or I'm about to take my final breath, my final moments, and then end up seeing her as I was getting a lot worse in my worst life. I definitely would want to see Gloria. I mean, come on, she was an amazing person even in life, even now as a spirit. She, if I saw her, she would make me feel like I'm alive again, She would make me feel better, and she would help a lot, give me whatever I needed or something, make me smile, cheer me up if I'm getting pissed off, pissing somewhere or whatever. I mean, helping me, trying to get me to move to another steps, or say go for a little walk. I would totally help. Yes, I would definitely do that. Seriously. I would want Gloria to be my nurse even though she's dead. I would totally do that. Yes. Would you want her as your nurse?
Yes.
If you're in your worst life?
Yes.
She would definitely do that. Yes.
She can guide my nurse at Methodist, especially if it's my friend Leanne Craig.
Go to number 10. We are on the last question before I sign off. If a ghost kept your patients safer, how would you honor them? That's a good time. So, again, thank you guys for watching this show. It means a lot to me. Thank you for being supportive, and also please continue subscribing to this channel. It means a lot to me. It's my happy place. Doing this podcast makes me feel confident, and it means everything to me. So, thank you guys, and see you guys on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. We will be doing The Last Table in the Bookstore Cafe. This is the new story, episode 212. So, may God protect you and bless you with everything. Also, stay safe, have fun, stay spooky. Also, may God always keep you safe with anything. May God send an angel like Gloria to care for you guys, to protect you, make you feel comfortable.